and you've got Horvat with Garland and Podkolzin, and you've got players who are willing to go in and be dirty, get into the dirty areas and grind it out. That's what makes the team hard to play against. It's having multiple lines that can do that.
So, are you asking me a question here?
Well, let's put it out there. You put out your tweet about the players that you're rooting for and hoping can make the Canucks and Flames, and one of them was Dakota Joshua, talking about how he could make the Canucks a harder team to play against. I don't think that a 12th forward, which is what Dakota Joshua would be when everyone's healthy, can make a team harder to play against because he's there and he's playing a hard game. And I want Dakota Joshua, if he can play that game and do that, I want him on the team. And I want him to do that. But I think that it's a bigger issue than that. I think it has to be higher up in the line. It has to be in the heart of the lineup, the meat of the lineup that has to be there. It's not about having a fourth line that's rough and tumble that makes the team hard to play against. Let's look at Tampa Bay. When they acquired Barclay Goodrow and Blake Coleman, they put together that third line. And then they still had players that were hard to play against in their top six as well. With the Canucks, the way they're set up, I want to see that hard to play against forecheck, back check. When they don't have the puck, they are hounding the other team to have it in the top nine. That'll make the team hard to play against. And I actually saw a little bit of that under Boudreau last year. It wasn't where it needs to be, but they took a step under Boudreau last year, and they just need, if Mikheyev's there, and we see Podkolzin take a step. Hell, we looked at Podkolzin last in the games, and you had in the game in Vancouver, and he got hit a couple times. He just got up and just like smacked him. Said, "Why are you doing that? You want that?" Höglander has gotten penalties in the SHL and suspended in the SHL for Gordie Howe elbows, for lack of a better term.
Or maybe the NHL equivalent would be Pavel Bure elbows.
God. But it's
maybe a little extreme, but
that was a little extreme there, Chris. But that's what you need. You need it for me for a team to be hard to play against. It needs to be in the top. It needs to be in the meat of the lineup, the top of the lineup. It can't just be a fourth line thing.
No, you're right. But as Peter Labardia, also another friend of the show, has often said, is you have to fight for every inch on the ice. And I don't see the Canucks in the top nine. I don't see all of them particularly committed as a group as well as they could be. Especially more, and we've talked about this on this show, on this podcast. You know, Tyler has brought this up a couple of times. Yeah, you can have a great discussion about the quality of the sixth defensive group here with the Canucks. It's a fair debate, but these forwards need to step up and play a 200-foot game, to borrow Daryl Sutter phrase. And that is what needs to, and here's an example from the Canucks Flames game in Calgary that I'm going to use, and I'm going to pick on Niels Höglander for this because, and I'm not, just hear me out here. This is an example. When the Flames so the Canucks get a power play, the Flames take a penalty, and it's I believe at this point it's scoreless. And I know this is preseason, but this is just a situation. Höglander takes a penalty. Calgary ends up scoring. Gets him to 4-on-4, then followed by Klimovich taking a penalty, giving that an opportunity of 5-on-3. The Flames end up going up 2-0. That's a situation where you know what? It's great that Höglander is spicy, but Höglander also has to be smarter on when to be spicy. And it's about knowing about the situation. And what I think Dakota Joshua can bring is allow for this sort of, I don't think the Canucks have enough of fighting for every inch like it's a football game or a rugby scrum or a lacrosse game where you're battling for every single inch on the ice. That's what I think Dakota Joshua can bring, even what Vincent Arsenault, that's what his actual name is. I almost wanted to call him Arsehole, Vincent Arsenault. That's what I love that. And it's not just because I want to see people be punched in the face. You argue about Tampa Bay. Even you watch that Tampa Bay Colorado series, it was free flow. It was flow. There was a lot of skill, but every inch a piece of ice was fought for. And it may have been fought for in a skillful way, but that's what I think Dakota Joshua brings for it. I'm not saying Dakota Joshua needs to bring all that, but the Canucks as a group need to bring absolutely more of that into that lineup.